300EX. I've been cleaning up the garage today. Got all my junk situated for the most part. And I got this wheeler on the stand here. And this stand, it doesn't pick it up unless you like help it. And this is like the first time I've actually had it up here. And everything's okay. We're just, you know, testing our Chinese durability. I think the first thing I want to start with on this thing is the rear grab bar. So I mounted these up and I forgot to tell my buddy I needed this pipe. I really didn't want to ask too many favors of him since he was already cutting me those out. I wanted the steel place, metal place, and I told him to cut this 10 3/4. And apparently I'm dyslexic because I need it 9 3/4. So I have it marked here and I'm gonna go ahead and chop it up. Alright, so we got ourselves a grab bar, and I didn't spend 50 bucks. Alright, we're going to gusset up this rear grab bar area, so I'm pulling out the air box and taking off all the paint with the grinder here with a flat disc, and we're going to put these little gussets in. Okay, well of course I cannot find my actual welding magnets. So I just got this one centered up here. Okay, we are fully welded in, and it looks solid. It does not look pretty, but that's okay because it'll all be hidden behind everything. Anyways, nonetheless, this whole back subframe is way stronger now. I went to Harbor Freight, and I got an assortment of stuff to try and get these welds looking a little bit better. And I will say they do look better, especially after I spray painted them. And I spray painted this whole thing. This looks really good. And of course you're not gonna see any of this really. It's just gonna be behind the exhaust and behind the battery box. But I figured might as well try and make it look nice. Let's start working on replacing this bearing carrier and rear brakes. We'll get the bearing carrier out. And then I think we'll wire wheel the swing arm here. I got a bunch of grind and we'll spray paint the swing arm, touch it up, make it look a little better. So really I should have this thing on the ground to try and get this axle nut loose. But we're gonna try without. Try just putting it in gear. We're gonna use this big mumbo jumbo wrench. And this nut right here is your jam nut. Now, this is reverse threads, but you're gonna push down on this one. You're gonna try and push down here, just like that. That's just the jam nut. Now, we're gonna do the same thing here. Push down on this. Yep, just like that. If you're looking at it from the right side of the four-wheeler, you're gonna be lefty-loosey, right? But you're really actually turning it in, and you'll see right here why. And that's because this whole axle's basically held on by this little clip. This whole axle is held on by this little baby clip right here. And a lot of times these axle nuts can get really seized on here. I remember the first one I ever replaced, it was a nightmare. Me and my dad, and we were going the right way. I think we ended up getting this giant, like 4-foot long pipe wrench from Harbor Freight a long time ago when Harbor Freight was really bad. And we ended up getting it finally. Boom. Like that. And that slides over. And now our whole axle will slide out if we had taken our wheels and hubs off first. Alright, so now that we got the hub off, wheels off, take this clip, this big old nut, this sleeve with the lock nut, and then next comes the rotor hub. Now your beautiful Butamus axle would pop out if you already had taken off this piece of junk swing arm guard. Garbage. Okay, we can probably take out the axle. Yes. Well, there went the stand. Why did I not think about that? Oh my God, why did I not think about this? All right, well, this is our new working position now. And this is also our axle. You can see the bearing came out and everything. Holy moly, after lots of heat, the bracket has come off. And I hope I didn't warp it. I would pick it up, but I know it's hot. So now let's see if we can whack this bearing carrier out. Raggedy. Concerned that top where I did some grinding is thinner than everything else. I think it'll be alright though. just using is literally a piece of sandpaper on this grinder, 60 grit, and I like the way it's been working, so. Okay, I got a bunch of parts cleaned up and greased up, painted up. Brake dealio. Actually, take that back. Going first right here. And then this. Brake stay. So there's like a little collar right there I just put on. And then this is the brake stay. Now the next thing that goes on is the circlip. Actually, you know what we can do? We can do this. There we go. I love that. I cleaned out the splines on this brake rotor hub. And this is the bearing, the seal surface that I sanded down with like 600 grit sandpaper. So you can still see it still has grooves. But I feel like the sandpaper, you know, taking it down like that helps aggressive on the seal, you know, kind of smoothens it out. That. And I've already got this lock nut assembly all greased up, cleaned up. Now, I'm pretty sure there's no more zinc coating on this thing, which means it will rust, I think. So, I don't know. I guess I can put it on there and kind of mask everything up, and kind of just hit it with some spray paint so it doesn't rust. I mean, you can get these, you know, aftermarket Chinese ones. I don't know how much they are, probably like 30 bucks. Is this clip right here for the axle that slides on. Boom. And then you turn this righty-tighty, which basically backs off the nut. That backs the nut off, which jams it up against that ring. Wheels are back on. This baby's rolling real nice. Now, there is a little warp in the rotor. Now, let's see if we can get this thing back on the stand. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Got this baby back up, and we bent that U-bolt, which really they should have like a double U-bolt here that goes to both. Maybe I'll make like, actually you know what, I might just take a piece of angle and drill a bunch of holes in it so you can put this in any position. But yeah, we bent this, and we also broke the knob. Now I'm not taking the tires off or the rear end out or anything, so we shouldn't have an issue with balance. I have several modifications I want to do to this jack lift, so I think one day I will do a video on that if anyone's interested. This is our beautiful brand new rear caliper. Almost had master cylinder. Now I did notice when I got this thing, there was not any grease in here, and actually this wasn't even bolted up, so it was greased up. Yeah, and really there should be a seal right here. I'm pretty sure, some sort of something. And there was nothing else in the box. Well, see, I technically have two of these rusty ones and then one of these. But I didn't want to put the rusty one. But we'll put the rusty one in the front where you can't really see it. How about hooray for China.
I like China.
Hey, at least they're trying to fool you with the Nissan. Actually, I don't even think that's how the Nissan logo is supposed to be. Well, I got plenty of slack in here now. So I might be able to loosen these back up, take these off, and then readjust these rubber liners so we can get this under here. Lots has happened. I've rebent this. I rebent this a certain way, and then I slid all these sleeves up on the brake line to get the brake line to go under this wire hook that I rebent. And now, I mean, I don't really like this angle here on the brake line, but you know what? It's what we're gonna have to work with, I reckon. It's what we're gonna have to work with. Looks like we got, I mean, this is in all the way down position on the swing arm, so we got plenty of slack up here. I don't even like all that play. Does that play? I mean, obviously I don't have this jam nut tightened up yet, but that play translates to a lot of up and down play in the brake pedal. You can see right there before it even starts doing anything. I mean, is my brake lever ovaled out? I wonder if I could probably drill this out, the clevis, if I can find a bolt or a pin that will go in the brake lever. So I measured this out, and it's almost, I mean, 6.8 millimeters. And then when I measure on the clevis, it says 5.65. So it's literally almost a millimeter smaller. Here is the moment of truth. Love it. There we go. And then we put the pin in. Ah, much better. Which is exactly what I wanted. Sure enough, the brake line's clogged. There has been success by drilling a hole through here. Now I can. So now let's weld that back up. I use this MIG wire to chase the hole. try and clear it out. So let's weld that back up, and we'll put this baby back on. There is some slop in the brake stay, which is normal. I mean, they don't come new like that, right? But over time, there's that little bushing I put on earlier. There's wear out. Success! The next thing is my tires came in. We have nothing but the finest sun. Dang, why they went to orange now? They used to be yellow. I wonder if there's. Anyways, I went with 20-inch on these and 21s on the front. Okay, it's been a day or two since I've touched this thing at this point. I went ahead and drained the oil into this here jug, and I have it securely fastened with some tape, some painter's tape, and I also put this block here so any residual oil that's in the engine will gravity feed to the other side. So hopefully when we crack this baby open, to replace the clutch plates, we don't have any issues like that. I showed this probably before. This is nothing but Amazon's finest clutch kit. Jinfanibi, if you didn't know how to pronounce it. That's my best guess. Comes with a fresh clutch cover gasket, which we just put a new one on. So hopefully it still comes off real easy and doesn't tear. Steel plates, our friction plates and springs. Now you might ask, why are we opening up again? And that is because when I try to put this thing in gear, the clutch plates are stuck. They're stuck together from sitting so long. And really you're supposed to put these in some oil and let them soak overnight, but I have not done that. So we're gonna soak it and for as long as it takes me to get this thing apart. And I think we can reuse the gasket, no problem. Now all we do is, we can maybe put this back down here. Take 10 millimeters. You want to try and take these off as even as you can. Alright, so you see here I got the Dremel out, and there is a little locking area where you can knock it in with a hammer on this nut, and I tried to get it, I tried to pry it out with the screwdriver, and I just couldn't get it. It was too tight, it was too thin. So basically I'm just grinding this down, this little locking portion down a little bit with the Dremel, so that when I take it off it doesn't damage the threads. Using nothing but the best chrome sockets. Perfect. So I don't think we messed up the threads at all. Oh no, the threads are Gucci. Maybe a little bit right there, but anyways, there's the nut. Hopefully it does not end up in that same position, so we can use it in a different position. Just getting nervous there for a second. So that goes there. That goes there. Steel Now one thing is you got to line up all these grooves on the steel, which shouldn't be that big of an issue once we get that other hub in, inner basket, I guess they call it. But you just want to kind of get them roughly close on these steel plates. So it looked like I started out with a steel friction, and we should end on another friction, just like so. I love it. Looks like there's a washer that goes back here, a shim. Put that in right yonder. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's it. No, maybe. Yep, there we go. That is it. Now we're onward bound with this washer. All right, I'm not sure where the video ended, but we put Loctite on our nut. We gave it a couple Ugga Duggas with the impact. We got our fresh clutch plates in. Now it's time for our new springs. Those go in there like that. And then we have this plate, which goes over the springs. This needle bearing faces out. We have 4 metric 6 bolts. These look like some good bolts right here. These look like some hard bolts. Now when you torque these down, you only want to do it a little bit at a time. You want to do it evenly on these 10 millimeters. Gucci. This thing starts hard. I think the pilot jet's too small. It starts hard when it's cold. Bump the pilot jet up. And of course, if you know anything about these 300EXs, the one major pitfall is you have to take the plastics off and the gas tank off to get to the carburetor. Also, I did have a stripped out bolt on the head valve cover, so I'm gonna helicoil that too. So the one good reason or thing about running the fuel line is the way I did. I got plenty of room to mess with everything here. Now the main is a 122, which my other bike I'm running a 125, so I think I'll bump it up to 125. Oh, great. All right, after a little research, this pilot jet doesn't have a number on it. So 42 seems to be what the common size is. Now, you can see the top here is a little bit different. It's a little bit longer. That shouldn't matter the way the carburetor set up. So we're gonna do a 42 pilot right in the pilot hole. A little splash guard with the stupid thing. Or a 125 main jet, which what was in it was a 122. So we didn't really go up that much, but I'm pretty sure that's what I'm running in my other bike. Now, that's just got an exhaust, slip-on muffler. It doesn't have a high compression piston. Yeah, I see fuel in the filter here. Give it a whirly. so it's this bolt right here, I'm pretty sure, is the one that's leaking. And it's because it won't tighten down because its threads are stripped. And of course my tripod won't get a good angle here, so you're just gonna have to trust me, and I'll show you a couple other things here. All right, the valve cover is off, and this is the hole. You can see I literally just actually pulled a little curly Q of the threads out. I thought it was a helicoil at first, but it's just the aluminum threads that stripped out. So let's start doing a helicoil. All right, we're recording, so let's do the window really bad. I think I can get in here pretty square. Go. I guess we can see if the clutch is engaging, disengaging correctly this time. This is where we're gonna finish up on this video. I wanted to get some more done, but we did get a lot done. We got new tires, we got a new clutch kit installed, we did new rear bearings. What else we did? We did the helicoil in the head, we rejetted the carburetor, put tires on, we did brakes, rear brakes. I didn't video this, but I put another chain on it, not a new chain. But in the next video, oh, we did do a lot of welding. We did do a lot of welding. In the next video, we're gonna get a seat, hopefully. I'm gonna take the seat off this yellow one. I ordered an Amazon Caltrick brand seat, and it turned out to fit like crap. So I just went ahead and ordered another cover, and I'm gonna use the seat off that yellow bike. I still am in search of a OEM gas tank cover, not a Meyer. And I also need this lower fender mount for the other side, for the left side. So in the next video, I should have all my parts in to do my custom exhaust. I got all stainless steel. Let's hope I can do it. And then we'll get the seat cover on. Yes, maybe we'll get some graphics. And then I also want to put the Nerf bars off this bike on the other one, but I want to redo this back mount. I want to basically make this bar right here weld onto the foot peg, because I think we can even bring this back. But basically, I want to put these on the other bike. We'll modify them to fit a little bit better so they don't hang down so low. Might have to get another front reservoir, front brake lever, master cylinder. This one, I mean, they work, but I think this one might be a little defective or doesn't work 100% right. The brakes do work. They're just really spongy. They're really soft. The brakes work great. Brakes work perfect. Rear brakes. So yeah, In the next video, we'll do the exhaust, do the Nerf bars, fresh seat cover, and maybe we'll take it for a spin finally.